our range of AMD amplifiers. The AMD amplifiers are aimed at our traditional marketplace, where our AMIS series and ACM Plus have sat for the last 10 to 12 years. But what we've done is taken what is a standard contracting product and made it integratable with larger articulated systems, third-party control systems, and also whacked a whole lot of smart features in there. At this stage, the range comprises two mixer amplifiers, the AMD 100 and the AMD 200. As the name suggests, this is a 100 watt mixer amplifier. You have 4 mic line inputs and 4 stereo inputs. We have 100 watt output at 70 volts, 100 volts, 4 ohm or 8 ohm. I've got BGM level, bass and treble control and master output. With my 200 watt mixer amp, obviously 200 watts, I have 8 mic line ins, 4 stereo program ins, volume control, treble bass and master output. Now, with these two amplifiers, I can pull them out of the box, wire them up, and they will work as a standard mixer amplifier without any other interface needed. If I do want to connect a PC to these amplifiers, then what I have is a graphical user interface, which basically gives me my front panel control. So, stereo source selection, volume for my BGMs and mute, treble and bass controls with bypass, master output level, and mic line mixer section with metering. This screen will also give me amplifier thermal and amplifier fault indication, but I can do a whole bunch of other things once I connect a PC. The PC connection is via USB, so there's no setting up of IP addresses. It's just a straight connect and away we go. With these amplifiers, I also have onboard DSP. Again, you don't have to use any of this. You can just pull the amplifier out, wire it up, it'll work as it is out of the box. But you can get in there and tailor the sound to the most challenging of acoustic environments if need be. So to run you through the DSP that's available on board, I have digital trim with metering indication. I've got input dynamic control, input EQ, which is high shelf, low shelf, and 2 bands of parametric. And the same thing is duplicated across my mic line ins as well as my stereo inputs. On the output side of the AMD mixer amplifiers, I have a mono powered out, and I also have a stereo line out. The front end of these mixer amps is actually a stereo front end, and I'm taking a mono split for my power amplifier, but I also have a stereo line feed available as well. Obviously, it is the same audio feed that's going to both the mono output for the amplifier and the stereo output. So to give you a look at what the processing is across both of these, I have a more comprehensive EQ selection on my output. I have output delay if needed, output dynamics, and output level. And it's the same processing across my stereo line out. So for a very much a well-priced constant voltage mixer amplifier, there is a hell of a lot of smart features available on board. Other things I can do once I've connected my PC, I can set up priority for any of my mic line ins. I have 4 levels of priority, so low, medium, high and highest, and I can assign any level of priority to any mic line input, which gives me a lot of flexibility. I also have a threshold control for that priority to click in. As with all our mixer amplifier range, I have chimes on board, so I've got a bell chime, a pre-announce, an alert and evac chime, and I can set up priority for my bell and my pre-announce chime, so I can follow my paging microphone if that has priority. Also, if I'm using this in a school situation, my bell chime can have priority as well. I have level on board for my tones, so I can tailor that to whatever the installation is going to require. I also have a Vox triggered output relay on board, which I can assign to any combination of my mic line ins. And again, I have a Vox threshold at which that's going to kick in. The other things I can do with my AMD mixer amplifiers, I can set up a remote VCA master, which is just a standard pot on a wall, and I can enable that. The other thing that I can do is I can set up all this and then I can lock out the front panel if need be. So I can set up the system as I want, and then I know my end user can't get in and play with anything I don't want them to. Another feature of the AMD mixer amplifiers is they also interface with my Icon CP control panels. It's a preset configuration, so address 1 on my Icon CPs will give me BGM select, BGM off, and BGM level. If I add a second control panel to my AMD 100, then I have a remote mixing section for my input mixer, so I can select my inputs and then control the volume of them. Also have BGM level and master level. This allows me to lock my system away in the rack. These are running again Cat5 RS485 network, and I can give control locally to the end user. The other amplifiers I have in the AMD range is our AMD-P range of power amplifiers. Basically there's 4 amplifiers in this range. I have a dual 100 and a dual 200 watt amplifier, and then a 4x100 and a 4x200. Again, all these amplifiers are 1RU Class D design. The power amplifiers feature 100 volt out, 70 volt out per channel, and 4 ohm output. I can also control these amplifiers via a third-party control system. We have a Crestron module available as a download on request to any of our SVL branches. This control allows me to do things like low power states, input level, output level. I also have an input matrix, so I can route input 1 to whatever outputs I want via third party. I also have the ability for fault indication via a third party control system. So a very comprehensive constant voltage power amplifier in a 1RU package. And that's all we have from Australian Monitor at Integrate 2011. Thanks for your time.